dimension. Bearded warriors. Trapped in an eternity of vapid space. Doomed to wander the galaxy. Broadcasting their nonsense to the void. This is StarCast.
Hi, my name is Chris Roberts, and welcome to StarCast.
The Gordon's Fisherman chin strap.
I love how that's how we start the show.
Absolutely.
Just the Gordon's Fisherman.
Fish. Gotta love them fish.
Some fishes.
Right?
It's because I recently redid the Galactic Guide entry for the DOS system, which features a lot of sea life in it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Hello, everybody.
What is this?
What is what?
This.
It was an accident.
Okay,
We're trying to fix it.
I'm catching up.
It crashed. I had the browser open. Now I have to go. Un momento, por favor, while I fix this thing that happened. Hi, everybody. We're gonna talk Star Citizen tonight. Tonight we have Mr. Brendan, Clifford, aka Miku, WTF Shores, NK Sharp, For Resistance, and StarCast.
Bod's just a symbol.
That's my bod tonight.
Star Citizen logos.
There's also no StarCast.
That's
Yeah.
StarCast down there. StarCast
We have
happens.
Kita.
Well, StarCast, he got a body change,
Yeah.
and he's now
And basically
a
everything
short
changed
woman.
but his hair.
A short
The operation
woman.
was a success.
Yes.
Yeah.
It worked out really
Oh
well.
God.
Can you please squeak for us?
Yeah. Well, on a lighter note, just so the audience knows, that Bombuzz did get his Connie model.
Oh, why are you
All
talking
came-
business, man?
Yeah, it came in. It came in all signed and everything. He's all happy-go-lucky on Twitter, so.
Thank you so much for doing that, Cliffy. Very exciting. Sorry, I'm trying to find this stupid... Oh, there they are. I found it.
Okay. And if anybody doesn't know, this week, you can test drive the Mustang lineup.
Clifford going right to the... He's doing this a lot lately. Going right for
Test
business.
drive.
He's just like,
He
nah,
blows his load in the
He
first
does,
5
he's like,
minutes,
"Ah!"
and then it's like,
oh!
Would you like to sell Mustangs for me, Clifford? I need another salesman.
Speaking of blowing one's load,
Yeah.
I have a vine for you guys.
Oh, cool.
Excellent. Why did I say no StarCast and H1Z1? Because that was when I had been streaming for 18 hours and I was a little tired. But here we are. I took
Here we are.
And I woke up and I'm like, okay, let's do the show.
Okay, there's the vine.
Okay, hold
You
on.
got a power nap.
Okay.
What is this?
I got it.
What is this vine?
Is this safe for work? Can I put it on the stream?
Yeah.
I just said it was blowing your load.
Oh,
What
well,
the
Well, not your
What was-
load, obviously.
Oh my
What the hell
God.
is that?
Look, that's unmanned, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, it may not be. Yeah, it would be a little bit more sad than it was.
When did that happen?
Like,
That was from the other night.
Oh yeah, the SpaceX post. Yeah.
Yes, this is the recent Falcon 9 Dragon launch to resupply the ISS. So that launched at like 4:15 in the morning or something.
Yep.
And the first stage was supposed to undergo an automated re-entry and land on a barge out in the ocean, and they got real close to getting it right. But as you can see here, not quite right.
not exactly.
Yeah, it's on the other side of right.
Well,
that's how I usually play.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
landing. It was landing. You can
It
see it
touched.
land.
I mean, think about how
and then
tiny
it's
that
like-
barge is. Yeah, in the middle of the ocean.
And then it's like, I gotta go to my.
It's like, my people need me still. I need to go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm lazy.
for their first attempt,
That's not bad.
bad.
Not bad. It touched
So-
it. It touched
So
it.
how was it supposed to land? Like straight down,
Straight
or
in. If you watch
Okay.
the launch, you can see it has these kind of up into these kind of chevron-shaped fins that are collapsed up against the sides of the base of the rocket down by the engines. And as it came down, they folded out, and it looked like one of the the classic 1950s rockets that just comes down and lands on the fins.
But it,
Okay.
the reason it crashed is because it lost hydraulic power, so that it couldn't control it anymore. Like the hydraulic power was moving the fins around and trying to land it.
Yeah, one of the fins got stuck, and that's why it came in like that instead of straight.
so basically it was. Well, I mean, they learned a lot, got a lot of data from it, but it was like
Oh, yeah.
no really big. I guess kind of sort of a loss, but usually those you lose anyways. They'll fall into the ocean, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Or they
You
burn
know.
up on reentry. Yeah, they're normally not recoverable at all. So this is a huge step towards reusable rockets.
Especially since it was just a hydraulics failure and not like some major oversight or anything.
So we're moving towards Star Citizen slowly. These are the drones we're going to be dealing with. Well, not these are the drones, because but
Now, if only we could get people as excited about real space travel as they do about video games. I'm not even kidding.
People don't want to get out of their chairs, man. That's why they
I
get
know.
lazy boys.
just move their chair into the fucking.
Says the only guy with a lazy boy.
I mean, some of us have real chairs.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, that cardboard piece of shit is not going in my.
Yeah, but it's red and black, so...
Yeah, so this
Black
is
and
just
yellow,
black.
black and
I mean,
yellow.
come on.
See, I,
so you get a new chair and you're automatically a pro player.
Which
See how that works?
No, they're not. They're not. No.
So, all right. Let's see. I guess let's talk Star Citizen stuff. I have some shit I want to talk about, as some of you in the audience know, and you guys want to know. Clifford is shaking his head.
Yeah. I'm excited to know what yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Let's talk Star Citizen stuff. Cliffy.
Uh huh.
Now, if you're gonna do that this week, reading off your stuff, don't go so fast. We
Okay,
can
I
talk
won't.
about things. You're like, and this week Sandy wore a different bra, and then also we had a different thing this week, and then there was this load up of the space station.
Speaking of Sandy,
Oh god.
Oh, God.
she did that damn product placement again. I
Jeez.
want my silver mug. It had the freaking logo on and everything. It's a different product every time they do around the verse.
You made Trendane go away.
There you go.
Man.
You know she does that to you on purpose, Clifford.
Right. She probably has
You know,
different
it's
ones made up
targeting
every
you.
week.
Yeah.
You take
You are
your
the
part of the
focus
money that you
group for
donate
all of the
Clifford,
marketing.
you buy different mugs.
Well, see, she's supposed to be there on this event, and I'm thinking about taking a little. And I told Squirrel about this. He's like, "You better not." Of her with the flag, her like pose that she did with the flag naked. I'm thinking about taking that and getting her to sign it for me. So I have me a calendar girl.
Real quick, sorry. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, you want to talk to us about Star Citizen, type question in brackets. Type the question in brackets, and then we will answer them when we get to a chance to. We don't have Bod here tonight.
I'll take care of it.
You want to grab it, Trendy? You're so...
Okay.
Thanks, Trendy. Appreciate that. All right, so if you have any questions for the show,
I just
then...
noticed my name
What?
again.
Oh, that was still there from last month? Oh, my...
I don't care. Leave it.
I thought you'd had that permanently etched on your window there, Tori.
Yeah. No.
Just
Yeah.
on
I
his
just
Drake
etched
hoodie.
it tiny just on my camera.
I'm supposed to see him tomorrow, by the way.
Proxus says that Toast just confirmed on the forums that all those mugs are fan gifts. So you didn't get any.
Aww.
You're not a big
Yeah,
enough
Of course
fan.
they're fan gifts.
Told you, Clifford, just purchase your own.
I know.
Make
You
it.
keep telling them that.
Okay. Line by line, I guess we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Go down the list and let's
Okay.
pause. Let's have a
Arena-
pregnant
okay,
pause.
okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is WTF Source's main deal, Arena Commander.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about improving the missiles on the AI evasion of the other, whether it's the Vandal or AI. They are improving the missiles evasion of the AI. And then they're adding more missiles to the targeting radar hood. You want to elaborate on this?
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they're starting to show actual missiles in the HUD, because as of right now, you have no idea where they're coming from unless it's directly in front of you. If you're paying attention, usually if somebody's firing missiles at you, you're in the middle of a dogfight, usually. And I'd say maybe 20% of the time, it's the person you're against a dogfight with, so you know where they're coming from, and they're easy to see that they're coming. Not so easy to evade right now, because obviously the countermeasures and the evasion is kind of broken. But it's a lot easier to evade the ones that you can see coming than the ones you have no idea that are coming at all, and they don't show up on your radar, right? So that's going to be a really, really nice addition to see how they're going to show up on the radar. And, you know, if they show up as a different color, or even if they don't, you can at least, like, you know, you can see when they're coming in. You don't want to go into a panic. Oh my God, where is this coming from? You can just look at your radar. With the evasion of the Van Duel, they are really shitty. They're right now, the way that the Van Duel act and react to things, if that's the way that they do it in the final game, which I know it's not, but they're pretty easy right now. So they need to make it so they're not so easy to kill. They need to make it so they're Van Duel. And so when you see Van Duel, it's like, shit, am I ready for this? Or, you know, that's sort of the feeling I want to see when I see them. It's like, here we go.
Yeah, you see all these Van Duel dots coming at you.
It's like, okay, do I want to try with this, or do I want to try and find another way around, or do I just want to turn around, or do I want to wait it out, or do I need to turn off my entire ship and see if they don't see me? Those kind of things. So, I think the evasion stuff is important to get into Arena Commander, and I'm pretty sure they talk about countermeasures later on. I'm not sure, but we might as well cover both of that because they're very, very related.
Yeah, they said they were doing the improvements of the efficiency of the flares and the countermeasures with chaff.
Which means that they're completely broken right now and they're not working at all. So once that's working, people should be able to evade missiles without countermeasures if they're good enough. You can't even do that right now. You can evade some missiles sometimes. Usually, if you have something physical in between you, but sometimes you can still get away. If they shoot them out from far enough, you can get enough distance in between you. But it's almost random.
So are you saying right now? Okay, when you say it's broken, on the countermeasures, like when you deploy a shaft or a flare, it just flies right past it and hits you. It doesn't even try to hit the flare.
It will go towards the flare. Mm-hmm. This is what I've seen. It'll go towards the flare. It'll go through the flare. If you're going the other way, the missile will then 180, and then it'll come right at you. Yeah. So like it doesn't matter what direction you're going. It'll sometimes go towards the flare. Sometimes it won't even bother. It'll just go straight.
They should make a proximity detonation in the sense that if they reach the flare, they blow up.
So
right, exactly. That's what they should do.
So in a sense, you're saying that this missile is like in the old-fashioned cartoons with the little nose on the end of it, and it just turns right around and goes back to like Wile E. Coyote or whatever.
Yeah, it's doing that. And they're broken in that sense, right? So basically, the way that it should work from a gaming perspective or game element is any sort of anything that takes a certain amount of skill to use or do something, especially when it's as powerful as that, should also take the same amount of skill to evade, right? So if you have someone who uses a missile and times it perfect and is right when they're going right past you and doing some jousting, and you're not good enough to evade it from short range, then you deserve to die, quote unquote. But if you have the same skill as the other, that's that balance that needs to be in there. And it's just not there right now. Right now, it's just, oh, hey, look, herder, I'm going to lock 3 missiles, fire. Oh, he's dead. Weird. Okay, respawn. Let's do it again. So that's why you're getting all of these matches coming up where people are saying, like, look at that MVP post a couple weeks back, where it's, people are running no missile matches, and that's why.
We have special guest, Commander Otis, joining us on the cast tonight.
Oh, there's his face. Okay. Well, I guess that's pretty much all they had said. And then also, of course, talking about that the patch wasn't going to drop this week. That it's been delayed a little bit. The deal. So it'll probably, I don't know. What do you think, Soros? Probably next week.
Yeah. It'll be
Probably
next.
Okay.
They want to sell more stuff on the Voyager Direct. They're still figuring out whether they want to be able to refund that or not because people are using them for testing. Weird. But
You mean paying along?
I know. I don't know why they wouldn't. They wouldn't think that, right? Like I have weapons now that I'm probably never going to use again.
My
I have a
opinion
few as
is.
well. I bought 6 of this one gun that I thought I was gonna be able to use, and I don't give the ammo for it at the time, so I ended up 6 guns I can't use.
See, this
Yeah,
is
they do-
my
Well, now.
well, my opinion on the guns. They should have just not even put a Voyager Direct store. They should have just put that in your hangar and just gave you a list of different weapons you could choose from and try them all.
Yeah.
This
That-
is the exact same thing that I was saying about a completely other discussion we had right before this cast. When you're in an alpha, remove the aspects of paying for in-game goods that aren't chips, like for instance guns and all that stuff, all the Voyager Direct stuff. Why put down money for that? It doesn't add anything, and it doesn't make you happy to have those things in your hangar right now.
Right. Unless you're someone in my position where you're playing all the time and you want to try out those new things and stuff, right? So, but that's what I tell all the people on my channel. They'll come in and they'll see me dogfighting. They're like, "What loadout are you using?" And I'll be like, "Well, I'm using 2 Panthers and 4 Badgers. The only way you can get Panthers is by buying them right now, but don't buy them. That's why I'm doing this for you guys, so you can sort of see what's going on. I'm doing this so you guys can see it. I'm not doing it for anything else." And yeah, I think they need to figure that out, and they are working on that. That'll be on the next big patch, the 1.1. We're going to see the Arena Commander credits, right, come in. But until then, it's like we don't know anything about how those weapons are going to work. Do all those weapons now essentially have LTI? So if you lose them on one of your ships, do they come back? Because they probably should, but
They probably won't.
for the amount of money that they cost, right? It's not like when you convert it into dollars, it's not like they're cheap, right? Like those two Panthers I have is like $60. If you look at, I have 6 Sledge 2s. That's almost $100 or over $100, right? In weapons. So it's like, it adds up, and I don't mind personally because I get to show it to everybody else and kind of give them more of an informed decision, or maybe they get to see what's going on without that. I would also like to just be given an account from CIG to show them everything, but that's a whole other thing, right?
Yeah, this kind of segues into an issue that I've been looking at for a long time, and that is their current monetary value on US dollar versus UEC, and how that's going to completely impact the way that Persistent Universe is going to operate if they operate with the current intention of turning ships into triple price. Like for instance, a ship you pay $250 for would be worth triple that in UEC in the game, right? So about $750,000. Now, if everything holds true and the $1 remains 1,000 UEC, that effectively means that every single ship that you currently own is worth triple that in UEC in the game, which calculated back is worth triple that in US dollars if you can unload it, So that would cause a massive deflation in what everyone's pledged for, at least by 60%, because no one's going to pay triple that for a ship that you only pay $250 for, yet it's still going to cost you $1 per 1,000 UEC. You see where I'm coming from? This has been something that has been on my mind for a long time, but I still don't know what they're going to do about it, and we still haven't heard anything about it. And
it's going to cause some real consternation for people who are long time followers of the game, and when it comes out, because there is an economic issue that's going to happen here, and it's going to cause some headaches.
Yeah, and I really wish we could, next time we have Ben or James on, I want to kind of, have this discussion with them, because I think it's going to impact a lot about how the way that PU is going to interact with the economy. And how people who pledged before are going to look at their money once the game actually comes out. Because right now you can still sell your ships for what you purchased for them, maybe even a bit more. But when PU hits and they don't change that 1,000 to $1 mark, it's gonna just deflate completely, and a lot of people are gonna have a lot less money than they currently have. Anyway, sorry.
I would like to congratulate Renther of Fuzzball Enterprises for melting down his Gladius and getting himself a freelancer package. Welcome to the family.
Also on the Arena Commander WTF, I was reading on there that they were talking about the PTR, the test.
PTU, yeah.
Yeah, the PTU, that they did some changes on that too. That we're going to be testing something new on there.
Yeah, so there was a PTU right before Arena Commander 1.0 came out. There were a few of us. I know Bod got on it. I got on it. NK Sharp got on it. Clifford, you got on it, right? Yeah.
Yes, I'm on it. Squirrel's on it.
It was better than the patch we got, actually. It was more stable.
Yeah, it was. Well, it turns out that was a newer build than the one that we got. But, yeah, so I really like that idea. I know I talked about this last StarCast, and everybody was sort of all against me because it's an alpha, and everybody should experience the alpha for what it is. But when they're doing some major changes and messing with stuff, especially with Arena Commander 1.0, when we get 1.1, you know, and moving forward, same with the FPS stuff and everything coming out, I really think that they should be testing that through the PTU to make sure that because that's the only way that they're going to be able to scale test on a proper level outside of internal testing without having to go full-blown and just having everybody lose their mind. So everybody on the PTU understands that, hey, if I can't log in, this is the PTU, okay, I'm going to switch back to the other account, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. Or the hardcore people who really want to test and are really the only people who should be in the alpha, they can continue to keep sort of banging that out with CIG and helping them fix that. So I think it's a really good idea. I really like it. I'm a part of it. I look forward to continuing to try to help that. But if, say for example, they release a patch and it's broken for a week or 2 weeks and they don't know what's going on with it or whatever, then it's not the end of the world. We can't not play the game. We can still just go back to the normal things. So I think it's really good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that's the right path. Go ahead.
And of course, if they do need to stress test something exactly like you said, then they don't have to drop it in the PTU. They can always just drop it straight on. And if it turns out there is a bug, whatever, they can just.
They should also email people if they want to ask for testing. Because last time they asked for people to log in, and they didn't get enough people logging in to help.
Well, they didn't
because they posted on the forums.
They have a tracker now as well. I can actually get that link for you. Hang on 1 second. And Domo, you can maybe put this in chat.
Yep.
Report, I think it is on my thing. Yeah, okay, here it is. So there's a Star Citizen issue tracker, and if anybody comes across anything at all, definitely put it in here. My laptop is trying to take off from Mars right now, so it's going to be a second opening Skype. But when it gets up, I'll put that in Skype, and you can throw that in chat.
Or I can just do it because I don't have a laptop.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because they don't have a laptop.
Okay, here we go.
Shots fired.
That's it there. There's the Star Citizen issue tracker.
How does this work?
So basically, you go in there. You're gonna have to create an account, I believe, and then it's just a place where you can
Thanks,
post
the
bugs and things like that.
Yep.
And all that other stuff, and then you can see what things have closed, what things they're working on, things that are being tracked internally, stuff like that.
That's cool. It's a really good tool.
Yeah. Now,
there's no way for us to see outside if you don't log in what the issues are.
This is what they're working on. I believe they're working on something that's actually in game, which is going to be a lot better for everybody because a lot of people are going to be lazy, myself included. I'm just going to go straight. I just talk directly to Will and I just say this, but not everybody has that ability. So I'm going to be honest, if I didn't have that, I may not be reporting, as many bugs.
I only have them on Steam.
I see. So, yeah, I think once they put that in game, they're going to see a lot more feedback from that. If there's an easier way to do that, make it easy for the players to put it in, And that's easy. There's a lot of different games that do that already, so it shouldn't be too difficult.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a neat idea. Sorry, I was a little pregnant pause there.
Okay, well, I guess we can roll into the next subject, which is Squadron 42. And my eyes lit up like Christmas tree. White box in the Mango Carrier Bridge.
Link?
Yeah.
Got a link for that, Cliffy?
Huh?
No, there's no image for it.
Yeah, there's no image. No,
I thought they maybe had like a plain white box.
They didn't.
No, not
image.
for the Bengal.
But Ben was very enthusiastic. He said it's going to be a beast. I mean, I just like, don't tease me like that. I want to see what this thing's going to be so awesome. I mean,
I hope they just drew it. It's going to be the last episode, and you'll just see it go by, and you can't go in it, and you can't touch it.
You'll see the entire Sing crew get on a real live Bengal and be like, "This is what you paid for." Bye.
Yeah.
Be like, nah. But I'm really, really interested in seeing because of, and I'm thinking it's going to rely really heavily on their new system of the procedurally generated damage states, their new modular system they're integrating. I think that's going to hopefully speed up the process of doing these bigger capital ship builds. And I'm just anxious to see what, because we already saw first iterations of the Bengal carrier during their first trailer launch, and even then it was still pretty epic at scale. But as Chris Roberts said before, you were only seeing just a facade of some of it, but it was never ever fully fleshed out. And we've seen the decks of the Javelin. Just imagine that on steroids, triple the size. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
1,000-person ship is hard to figure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty intense.
Especially if you're... go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I'm really looking forward to seeing it. But I hope it's one of those ships that we don't see until the game comes out. There are some things that I want to be surprised by some stuff, and especially like with the Van Duel things or whatever. Like, I appreciate them showing a lot of this stuff. I appreciate them showing the ships that we actually have to buy because that makes sense right now. But I really hope that they're going to be releasing ships later on, and ships like this that we know about, like say like the Panther or the Bengal. Even though people are like chomping the bit to try and get pictures of those and everything, I hope we don't see them until it's in game, and then we can like be blown away, right?
Now,
because I mean, it's going to lose a little bit of that. Oh my God, this is so amazing! If you see the process like on every single ship. It's not, I really want to be blown away by some stuff in game.
Now the Panther was a little bit the carrier, right? The Panther
Yeah.
carrier. Okay, that was the one that they did show us a little bit of the imagery
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would have liked them to keep that one under wraps too. That would have been. I would have been willing to wait for that.
I'll be honest though, the reason why I was happy to see that one is because it restored my faith in the fact that they would build large, big ships. Because we saw nice looking. Sorry, that was the phrase I was missing. Because I saw the Bengal and I was blown away by that one. Then we saw the Javelin and I was sitting there going, off-center bridge, half tower, prison tower. What are you doing with this ship model? I don't like it. And then they came out with the Panther and I was like, faith restored, carry on. I don't care if I see the rest of it.
Yeah.
Well, and also your Javelin might not exactly look like that because it's going to be modular in a lot of sections, so it could change.
Very true, very true. It's just like right now it looks like the courtyard of a prison with a giant railgun on top. That's what it looks like. So
yeah. And then of course, now this we've seen images of, so I would really like to see more of the Van Duel or alien ships. I'm okay with that because they talk about gray boxing the King ship, the Driller, and the Mauler. I do want to see more of those ships. I want to see more of their outsides and just more of the alien race ships in general. I want to see more of that because we see so much human. I want to see some alien race.
Yeah,
Bring some of the lore into it.
Actually, I would be fine with seeing the alien race, but this leads exactly into what we just talked about. I would want them to keep most of the Banu stuff, most of the Katak stuff, and most of the Xi'an stuff under wraps. Like, we want to be able to explore that ourselves. We want to be able to see that for ourselves when we actually go over there, rather than get all of that thrown in our face and go, well, I've seen it now, so I know what's over there. I don't have to go there now. It's I've done my sightseeing.
Yeah. Well, that's where I think a lot of people come in. If you look at all of the polls and everything, look at how popular exploration is, right?
Yeah.
And it's not because they're looking to see circles in space, right? They're not looking to see like trending, just going.
The delay is real. The delay is real.
Yeah, like it's not just to go and see like exteriors of planets. It's going to actually explore, going to find these other races, going to see what other these new ships look like, and all this other stuff. So keeping some of that a surprise, even though some people don't like surprises and can be impatient for that, myself included. It would still be greatly appreciated for when the game does come out.
I mean, because
go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I still have these visions of just seeing the Bengal carrier, and you could imagine the full fleet of the UEE going up against the Kingship and the Van. I can't wait to see those scenes where they're just going all out war, and you're just dropped into the heat of battle, and that's just going to be just bittersweet. I mean, this is going to be epic.
Yeah, that would be very awesome. The thing is, like, right now, exactly what you just mentioned with the exploration, it's kind of like we're exploring right now. We're not really leaving our browsers because that's the way that we're getting all our information, but that's what it kind of feels like right now. We're getting the information, we're data mining for it, or we're not even mining for it, they're just handing it to us on their main website. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, there's not even real data mining that's happening anymore because it just they give it all to us. There's not
Sandy
there's not
here.
a lot.
Just go to Sandy's Facebook. You'll see it all.
What is the benefit now, other than maybe getting in a book or your name on a wall, is subscribing anymore?
The flare items, I guess?
Oh no! I did notice a change. Even on the Connie models in the store, there's an option to get the discount ones now for $99. They added tabs to certain things for subscribers that you can get discounts on now.
Okay,
I've noticed
because
that.
honestly, it was sort of a really exclusive thing when I signed up for it, but it's becoming a little bit more watered down lately. Where the reason it was exclusive was we got, if it was only for 5 minutes before everybody else, access to the latest ship images, jump points, all that kind of stuff, and of course somebody grabs them from there, immediately puts them up on Reddit so people can get them, but. There was a time where it was that was exclusive, and now Sandy is pretty much just taking pictures every time she gets a chance and putting it up on Facebook.
Yeah, and even a good standpoint is just like the arena part of the FPS, which we'll get into later. That she showed that image, and then they showed the same image on around the first. I'm just like, she's killing y'all's thunder a little bit.
Yeah. Look at this guy. This is exciting and new. Well, why don't you release it on your normal methodology of releasing it? Don't show
because
it
then she
Facebook.
doesn't get any likes.
She wants more licks. Is that what you said?
Likes.
Oh, likes.
Yeah.
Like
Likes is the currency of Facebook.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Facebook
but no, as far as and I'm not going to swear to this, but I mean, going through so far, I just noticed that on the Connie model in general, that there was 2 options now. You can get it at a discount, and I don't know if that's just because I'm a subscriber or not. But I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking they're starting to put that option in there, which I think is a good move. Give us a little incentive that if you're subscribing, you get a little, 5% off on some items. Nothing big. It would at least knock off the taxes I'm having to pay to order stuff online through their store.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they had talked about for Squadron 42 the Skydock construction site, which they said is another landing zone in Squadron 42.
Sort of like in Star Trek, the external construction building places, like for the ships.
I have no clue. They never,
The shipyard.
Dry dock facilities look like.
Yeah. And it could be that. I mean, it could just be a construction site where they're, building somewhere on a planet side. I have no idea. I just think it's interesting. I want to see what well.
Hey, Cliff,
I don't want to
people
go
are saying that non-subscribers are seeing the same option, so it must be it's
okay.
for everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, but I just saw that now that they had put that up there, so they started putting little tab deals.
That's okay. No, that's fine. You wouldn't know because you're a subscriber, so you couldn't see it outside the.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, I was just wondering about where is the benefit of being a subscriber sort of getting whittled down.
Yeah, well, other than the only thing I could think of is the hanger flare, which that gives Source an advantage of getting those and give them out as gifts.
That is nice for streamers, yeah. But if you're not a streamer, you're not constantly giving away those kind of $3-5 items, whatever. Then, what's the point?
It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like to see ship discounts.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 5%.
What if it's the longer you've been subscribed, or if you're a full year, if you've already subscribed for a full year, or you've been subscribed for like 1 month, you get this much discount, 2 months discount. That way, it incentivizes us to want to stick around longer, and it also gives us a bigger discount.
Yeah,
because
the only discount we've seen is that one-time 15% Imperium deal, and then that's it.
Which everyone used on their jump. Damn it, my brain. Yes, everyone used it on their 890 jump. It was like, all right, that's $100 knocked off. Yay.
You didn't. Brendan didn't.
Oh, that's it.
What about a javelin?
What, you can use it on a javelin? You didn't.
Yeah,
some the time.
Well, somebody people were able to do it.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if you could retroactively ask for it though.
I'd already used mine, so it was already too late.
Yeah, mine was already used, and I didn't even care. I had the.
Yeah. I didn't care that much either.
Proxius, I'm exactly the same way. It's like we've spent so much money at this point. Let's just continue on. We can't turn back. It's gone.
Yeah.
I'm too corrupted.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mundane.
It's like Star Citizen is life now. It doesn't matter. It's part of our.
Mm-hmm. It's like herpes.
It is my existence.
Yeah.
It's just like herpes. Star Citizen is exactly like herpes. Good analogy.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Because it stays.
It stays with you. You've already invested.
Yeah, I know that part. I'm just thinking maybe it's not the best analogy. I'm not saying it's inaccurate. I'm saying it's just maybe not the best one I could have chosen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's shiny like diamonds, and other times there's nothing to see. It's sort of apt.
All right, guys. It is time. It is time. We need to get to our main topic of discussion tonight.
But
what?
We still got 3 other deals.
I think we'll come back around to them. They might be answered. There's a lot of questions coming through, but
okay.
I think we should face it head on right now. Well, a little backstory here. I made a video back in June of last year, probably. No, farther back than that. Maybe October of 2013. It's been a while. Called Star Citizen is not pay to win. Okay? So, when I made that video, at that moment in time... Crabhead Clifford, really?
Yeah, it's my Vapid hat.
Okay. No, this isn't Vapid. We're going to talk Star Citizen here.
This is a very serious topic.
This is actually relating to the game.
Get
so
your
when I made that
out
video, it was all speculation. It was all vapidity. It was all like, Chris Roberts says there is no possible way it's going to be pay to win. And we've touched on this a couple times tonight, that it is becoming, and it is actually at the moment, pay to win. And I'll let WTFosaurus, I'll let you talk about what your experiences are with this, because I think you just mentioned it a little bit. Is there any way for Star Citizen to redeem itself at this point? Is it already sort of like corrupted itself so much that when the game finally does come out, that it's already been spoiled, and people will not play the game because it has this stigma of pay to win over the top? Because people are making some pretty valid points on that video, even though the video is really old. They're like, "Oh, it is pay to win," and I'm like, "Well, the video's 2 years old now, but at the time it was." But things change. But
it will be until 1.1.
Yeah. All right, so let's have this as a discussion. What do you guys think about Star Citizen's pay to win? And then, of course, at some point we can branch off and talk about H1Z1, which came out yesterday, which is causing a lot of problems as well.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead there.
Okay, so first off, 1.1, we're going to see Arena Commander credits, right? We don't know when that's going to be, other than it's going to be soon, quote unquote. And we don't know what that's all going to entail. Does that mean you can just buy weapons? Does that mean you're going to be able to buy ships? Does it mean that you have to put in a specific amount of time into the game before you can do that? And are you going to have a harder time collecting those credits with an Aurora over a Super Hornet? Probably.
And will they carry over?
And will they... No, I don't think they're carrying over. No.
Oh, okay.
No, this is all just going to be stuff to test.
Right.
And we'll get wiped every new major patch or something. Or it might hold over until beta or something like that, where they're going to, you'll just start with the ships that you have pledged for. Now, there is that certain, no matter what, as much as it sort of sucks, because of the business model that they've gone with pledging, there's always going to be those people. It doesn't matter what they do. They could give everybody all the ships to try until the game comes out. But once the game comes out, when you start out with those ships that you paid for, those are ships that you've essentially paid real money for. And I understand that that's backing the game, and that's their way of rewarding you. And to be honest, I think it's fair. But at the same time, I can totally see people's arguments saying, "Oh, this is pay to win," and whatever.
Right, because if when I start out and I'm going to be starting out the game as a space trucker, and I've already got a Banu merchantman, I have a huge advantage over somebody who has an Aurora.
Right. Or Clifford, who has everything. Right? It's like, well, you have everything. You can go and buy all your UEC before starting the game, and so you can pay for the cargo right away to start making money in game quicker. Now, that is a valid argument, but I think that there's no real way there's no way they would raise the money they did without that. So that's whatever for right now. But for the other stuff right now, especially when we're in a test phase of stuff, I understand that they want to have certain ships tested. They should only have things like, instead of this, like the Mustang weekend is, and the ships that they've been doing is a step in the right direction, but I still think they're doing it wrong. I still think it should be, this is what everybody tries right now, or give everyone all the ships that are available. So it's either one of the two. You can't have a free Mustang weekend, and there's still going to be people that maybe think a Super Hornet is better than a Delta or whatever, and then they're just going to fly their Super Hornet the whole time and not fly any of the other Mustangs, and therefore not test them. At the same time, you also want to let everybody try all the ships. So I think there's one of two ways they could go about doing this properly, and I don't think they're going to take the first way. The first way being they force everyone to fly Mustangs and Mustangs only. People are going to lose their shit doing that. So what you have to do is you're going to have to do this. I don't know why they don't do this still. Just release all the ships that are in the alpha, and that's it. In the beta, just it's your ships. But in the alpha, just all of the ships. Let everybody test all of them. Now, the only downside to that is that the top ships are going to come out on top. Right, so you're going to see M50s or 350Rs and Super Hornets, and that's all you're going to see. So what they could do is they could do the reverse of what they're doing now. So instead of saying, "Oh, here are all the Mustangs," it's like, "Oh, no more 350Rs for a week. We want to see what happens with this." So what happens in racing with 350Rs, or if they take out M50s or whatever, or no more Super Hornets for a week. And it's just for a week, guys. Like, don't worry about it. So that kind of stuff. Yeah, like I saw Squirrel just said ship only matches. I was really hoping that was going to be with the lobby stuff.
So
it isn't.
Hornet versus Hornet versus Hornet.
Right. So you can go into a match seeing, like, this is what I thought with the lobby system. You would see the different matches. Now we don't see that right now. The lobby system is basically a friend invite system, essentially. It's not a lobby system per se where you would see something like on Arma, or I don't know how Battlefield or any of those other games work, but where you see a list of server types that have different restrictions on each of the game styles. And I was really looking forward to that, being able to see, oh hey, here's a Dying Star Battle Royale, but it's limited to Mustang series, or here's a Dying Star Broken Moon that is limited to only Omegas. You know,
basically lobby settings that we can introduce so that people know what they're getting into and can see from the lobby server what they want to do.
Right. And that's not to say that that's not coming in the future, but that's just, it's not here now. So when it's not here right now, and that's fine if, you know, but the thing is we don't have a way to test out any of the ships. We don't have a way of doing that without putting money down.
And another I know this is bad, but another selling point could be if they are allowed to try the ships, and you know, if you give them access to all the ships and they fly them and they're like, oh my god, this ship is the one that I really want, and they can either switch their pledges or they can buy that ship extra. I mean, it is a marketing
with Auroras that would be like, you know, I can if they knew that they had access to all the ships, and then before the game comes out, they're like, oh shit, I really want to start with a Gladius. You know, I'm gonna save up that little extra. Whereas right now, they don't even know how. Obviously, the Gladius isn't in, but they don't know how some of these ships fly. They don't know how they handle. They just go by what other people see or say on subreddit. Oh, the Super Hornet's OP. I get wrecked by deltas. You know, there's people who are really good in deltas, and I think deltas are really or Avengers a little rough, but deltas are really good bang for the buck. Like, and that's why I was pushing them so hard, and that's why I have giveaways for them and stuff like that, because I think it's a really awesome ship for what it is, you know. But people aren't going to know this if they don't get the chance to actually try them. And these little 1 week things, sometimes, you know, especially with the amount of people that are playing the game and the amount of people that have pledged a lot of money into the game, they might not have the time over that 1 week to jump in the game and actually try it out. So, I don't know.
You might actually see an increase in people, you know, pledging the entry-level Aurora just to see what the game's all about, because they now have access to all the ships. I mean, I'm not saying I'm trying to give SIG more money, but from their point of view, it seems like a wasted opportunity. But I guess their argument might be that it's an exclusivity thing, that you can have what you own and, you know, feel good about it. But, you know, if you knew that you only had to pay an Aurora, some people might have buyer's remorse over that.
At the same time, you can still own ship packages and not have any ships that are flyable in the game. Like, I still have more ships than most of the ships cost, but I can't fly my Caterpillar.
What would have been better, I think, on Arena Commander, okay, talk about Star Citizen lore in general. Arena Commander is this virtual place where you go to do combat simulation or to see if that's the ship you want. To me, they should have just did it to where you pay the $5 for your Arena Commander pass, you get access to every ship that they have available to fly, and leave it at that. And then you purchase from there on out what ship you want that bets future needs.
Well, Joe, you said exactly the same thing right when you were saying it. Is, have they ever explained why in a simulator you can't fly only ships you physically have? I mean, you know, I'm doing the Elite I'm doing trucking on Euro Truck Simulator. I don't really own a fucking Peterbilt in my yard. You know what I mean? So,
you pledged for it. You have it. There you go.
There we go. I can buy any truck that's in the game, so and drive it. So you know, why is it kind of the same thing here?
And while we're on the subject, exactly what we were talking about before with the pledge store, rip that thing out. Give the people who no, sorry, I'm calling it wrong. Not the pledge store. The other one.
Voyager Direct.
Voyager Direct. Rip that out. Keep that just for the flair. Rip out the weapons and shit from that one. Give the people who bought weapons from there their money back, and just give them access to all the weapons and all the guns and everything that's in there. I mean, that's the way you test Arena Commander, not by forcing them to pay $100 for a lousy few guns. That probably will get blown up.
I'm probably in there at least $50-$60 too. You know, and I don't even use any of those guns. I can't.
Yeah. I bought a thing of Rattler missiles, not realizing that the Cutlass had them.
Yeah, see,
I didn't know, right? Because it was never in the specs that it had Rattler missiles, and I was like, oh shit, look at this new missile thing. It looks badass. It's got all these mini missiles, and they were all teasing it and stuff. I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to test that. A million people are going to want us to see it. So I was like, whatever, I'll just pick it up and I'll show it.
Yeah,
And then
Put on the
people are
Hornet.
like, "Why did you buy that? You have a Cutlass." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then I look under my Cutlass. I'm like, "Oh shit, there's 4 of them right there."
yeah. Well, and it's really kind of goofy on the part. They're, they champion this fact that they want us, that they want to push this game to be like you're in this virtual sci-fi space. And well, if you make this Arena Commander and Chris Roberts is all hyped up to be this virtual, world that you go into to test ships, you should have made it access to everybody, other than just buying the pass for it.
Or
And
have
then-
the
and then
Arena in that do that right away, like until that comes in.
Yeah.
Right? Like I get the whole thing of unlocking ships through playtime, and that's a
that'd be
really
cool.
good way of doing it. But until that point, I mean, it's too late. Like we're getting 1.1 soon, right? Like
Yeah.
within the next month or something. They're not gonna just release all the ships in between now and then. But it would have been nice. Now we don't know what you're gonna be able to buy with Arena Commander credits. We don't know if it's just weapons. Or if we're going to
Or
be able to
ships.
buy ships or what's going on. They still don't know whether it's like it's a one-time fee that's a little more expensive with Arena Commander credits, like it costs more, and you just keep it for the rest of the time, or if you rent them out for a smaller... I think the renting out, even though I don't like it as much as the other one, I think it's better because that way it's people that are playing the game to test it. Right, so it's the people that are more dedicated in there, and it sort of gives that more exclusivity. Oh, this guy's got a Super Hornet with all 6 Panthers, or even though they can't carry that.
Well, even
And
renting,
then-
renting stores gives them the incentive to keep wanting to play it, to keep renting that ship.
Exactly, that's what
It
I'm
gives
saying.
them incentive. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Can they recover from all of this? Can Star Citizen shake this stigma of pay to win?
yeah,
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
no
yeah.
problem. Because the issue that I just discussed, with the deflation and blah, 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 has a large impact on the way Persistent Universe is going to work. Right now, it definitely looks like pay to win, and you guys convinced me before the cap, because all it really is that you're playing Arena Commander now, and by paying more money, you are able to kill people better. That is literally pay to win, because the object of Arena Commander is to kill people. It's not to...
or be faster, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So right now, it is pay to win. There's no way around that. But once more modules start coming out, or once Persistent Universe is here, hopefully, and with some certain degree of certainty, unless they do some foolish shit that we have not foreseen yet, it would not be classed as pay to win once PU comes out.
Yeah, and that gives me on the shaky ground of the FPS module that, I hope that all the weapons are available for you to try everything, that you just pick your role, pick your weapons you want, and you go in, that they're open to everybody.
Just for
Or
a
they
second.
have a similar unlocking system that they do where you earn your Arena Commander credits.
Just for a second, I've seen Fyrim in the chat going, you can't win AC. You can't win Call of Duty either. You can kill people and get high scores, but you can't technically win the game because...
The war isn't over because you won the match.
Yeah, you'll play the next game, and the next game, and the next game. Just like AC. It's not a matter of, the game is over. It's just you
There's still
are
bragging
more,
rights there. The
you're
minute there's
more
bragging
effective at
rights...
killing.
The minute there's bragging rights is the minute that there's an objective and something at the end, right? Like, there are people who, unless those bragging, like, yeah, like you see Arena Commander, you can go back and look at all the previous scoreboards, right? Over the last every patch iteration, they have a new scoreboard that they put out, and you can go back and see, who is number one in 0.9 or who is number one in whatever, and that's still there. And I mean, I get why it's still there, but it's still, that's what it is. Like Cora explained it better than I ever have.
And
Sorry.
in my opinion, if you have pay to win, the more you pay to win, the less bragging rights you have. In my opinion.
Yeah. That's definitely true.
Yeah, that's very true. But that's the moral opinion of it. The people who actually paid to win just go, fuck you, we win. Itka just said that he doesn't agree, but because by buying weapons it makes it easier for you to kill people. But skilled pilots will still get away with, can still put you down. But that is always true. The thing about pay to win is making these tools easier, without the hard work and dedication that the skill pilot put in, make the tools available to someone who hasn't put in that time and potentially have the same advantage that they do despite not having the skill or the dedication. That is the classical definition of what pay to win comes down to. People who have put in less effort and less time, less hard work, and just put down some money to get the exact same result.
Let me play devil's advocate for a moment.
Yeah,
okay. Right now, we might touch on H1Z1 in a minute, but let's just go from World of Warcraft, okay? World of Warcraft has now gone to what many consider a pay-to-win model because you can purchase for $60 a level 90. Is that more of a pay-to-win or pay-to-convenience?
That's convenience because you don't have the gear, right?
Right. You don't. Well, you get starter gear. It's not too bad.
No.
But the thing is where that comes in from is if I'm a hardworking guy who doesn't play video games all day, and I would like to play a particular game, and I don't have the time to play, but I have some money that I would like to put in to help skip a lot of that content so I can play with my friends who do have no jobs and all that. What's happening is it almost seems like a vocal minority of people that don't have the money, which I understand, don't have the money, are trying to squash something for other people because they don't have the money. So it's almost like a reverse role.
Almost every game does that now, though.
The way to look at it, though, is it's not a vocal minority. It's actually a vocal majority. Even people who would be willing to put down the money are being vocal about it being pay to win and saying that, look, I put 3 hours of effort in, and this guy just did what I did in 1 second by just putting down money. That is, I understand the opposite reaction because people who don't have the time just want to go, all right, I want to be able to compete on the same level with the same gear, and I don't want to have to put in as much time. But that is exactly...
Not that you don't want to, but what if you can't? Your entire friends are all rating something, and you can't do it because you work a full-time job. You're working like 60 hours a week, and you want to be able to play with them. You're making good money working a 60-hour week.
You're screwed then.
If you want my honest,
probably not the right game.
If you want my honest opinion, tough luck. I'm sorry, but
yeah.
You're saying tough luck, but what if I'm the guy with the money and I want to do that, and you're getting all worked up because you don't have the money?
Well, you can hire a Chinese guy.
The thing is, you can always accomplish everything that someone else can just by paying someone else to do the job for you.
Yeah, but then you got the whole count. I'm not talking about like giving some of your account access. I'm talking about like being legit. If you could say tough luck, well then say sorry, tough luck, you're so poor. It could go back. It could.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But this is the crux of it: is that pay to win is when you can legally pay your way to the same level. If you're not doing through illegal means, or you're just paying someone to level it up for you, nobody talks about that.
So
that's happened in every game.
Every game,
MMO forever.
With World of Warcraft, okay. With World of Warcraft I think is kind of a bad example.
Well,
but the reason I say it's a bad example is look at how long that game has been out for.
It's been out forever.
Right? It's been out forever, and to be honest, the level grind to level 90 is not only is it easy, but number two is it's a certain aspect of the game that people just don't like.
It's
right?
true. Yes.
I hate level grinding. I know people that love alts.
I love alts. I'm an altaholic.
And are altaholics. Yeah, I get it. I hate it. I had one level 90, but it was all progression raid, everything when I was doing it, right? Mm-hmm. And when they said that, I was like, I don't care. I already have my level 90. Like it doesn't matter. And for someone coming into the game, right, that doesn't think that that's worth it. There's going to be a couple things with that, right? If they don't think it's worth it, they're going to experience the whole game and all the shit of leveling, and they should experience that leveling coming up. But if they didn't want to experience that and they wanted to pay the 100 or the $20 for 90, I don't know how much it is because I don't follow WoW anymore. But whatever it is to get a level 90 now, they're just going to get put into the game and have no idea about their character class or anything about it at all. And I think it was more aimed towards people who wanted to try other classes that have just been playing the game for a long time that were in the same position as me I hate that part of the game. Mm-hmm. It's not about the money. It's not about having to pay
you would rather just fuck it. I'll just give $60 and I can go on with my life.
Yeah, it's like, we need a healer. and this is retarded, and all the people I play with are casual scrubs, and I don't want to. I need a healer, so I'm just gonna learn how to heal myself. And so that's why it's a little bit different, is because that game has been out for so long before they introduced those mechanics. It's been out since what, 2004, 2005. So it is a little bit different from this, where this game's not even out yet.
Yeah, but I'm ultimately trying to bring this all back around. That is Star Citizen. Okay, forget the gun part, but everything else isn't this game ultimately just paid a convenience? Like, I don't have to now go out and work to get a brand new merchantman. I just have one.
Well, the way to think about it is normally, right, when you're paying the company, the game is already out and has already made its buck, and you're only supplying more money to a company that's never going to give you any more content. In this case, without our money, up to a certain extent, maybe they've already reached it, but maybe there's still more to.
Oh, that was about 20 million.
Yeah, but there was a point where they needed that money in order to make the game happen. So their motivation for coming up with something that essentially has been revolutionary in the world of crowdfunding, and to the extent to which they're doing it, and been very successful at it, there's nothing we can fault them for there. They had the perfect marketing strategy and they had the perfect product. Now, here's the only issue. When the game comes out, and this is all bringing it back to the $1 is 1,000 UEC issue when PU comes out, it's going to mean, if it stays exactly as it is right now, it's going to mean that everyone who pledged $1,000, effectively, the day one of PU, will only have $300 left of their pledged money in terms of ships. Because that is the amount of deflation that will happen if the game currently comes out in the current state. And I know that a lot of people don't care because they got their ships and they got exactly what they wanted from it. And they pledged and they supported the game. So,
But
those people...
There's also this thing called LTI.
Well, this is something we've all pretty much agreed on. Look, we've all pretty much agreed that if we had a choice, we'd go into SIG and say, rip off LTI, and you better do it, otherwise more drama. But, we can't.
It's a little late for that. But.
Yeah. They're going to keep it. They're going to keep
plane
it
is hit the mountain.
So, like, in regards to LTI, it's a ship that is sailed by, and they all admit it was kind of a mistake on their part. They shouldn't have offered it. But they just wanted to offer something.
They shouldn't have offered it for as long as they did. Like, if it ended at Kickstarter, that might have been fine, or if they had just changed it or something, but...
Yeah, but then you got to realize, then those prices for this is what they were trying to combat at the same time. The reason why they kept LTI going for so long is because of the prices for the Van Duel ships. They saw
then why did they bring back the concept ships?
I can't tell you any others than what they did.
That Drake Herald is sure not going to sell for a lot once it becomes CCU.
But that's another part of their issue, is that, they don't hold true to what they've said in the past. Like, a few months down the line, they'll be like, oh my god, if we do it like this, it'll be a big reveal, and it'll be LTI, and everyone will want to buy it. And then you're like, okay, well, they've gone and done that shit again. That's just the company. That's a company. We can't do anything
Well, it seems more for, like, they want to get as much money as they can.
Well, of course.
Well, who doesn't? Who's going to say no to money?
Trendane.
Well, yes, Trendane, but he's the only one that's better than all of us. Everyone else should.
I didn't say that. I could just be considerably more stupid.
I think Buddhist monks really don't want money either. I'm pretty sure.
Well, they're not in this cast. So okay. I don't think.
I'm converting.
All right, Trendane, you've been wanting to say something. What's up?
No, I was just making odd faces at Clifford saying he loves to see Otis ass.
Oh.
Little fuel for the fire. We didn't even talk about H1Z1. Anyways, moving on.
Well, I think we probably will. There's about 20 questions in the chat asking about it. So I figure we'll touch on it when we get to it.
We should skip them and let you do it for your little...
Should we start questions?
This will be the best part. We'll have just Trendane answer them.
Yeah, Trendane, go for it.
Yeah, Trendane who hasn't... Yeah, perfect.
Go ahead.
Just answer the questions about H1Z1?
Yeah. Yes, you answer them. We'll keep quiet.
Which you haven't even played, have you?
And haven't watched more than 5 minutes of your podcast. I've spent more time doing the intro than I have watching anything about the game.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, right now we are doing a giveaway for a WoWA. It's the WoWA starter package.
It's an
It's an Otis ship.
He's looking at me. He's like, "What?"
Oh, Concierge actually got back to me today, by the way.
Yeah.
I am now in the process of activating a few Mustangs.
Nice.
There you go.
Congratulations.
I'll have screenshots later.
Shameless plug. He is the Mustang dealer.
He is a Mustang dealer. He sells crack Mustangs.
Silas Curler.
Silas. Anyway, so if you want the Aurora, all you got to do is type in exclamation point pay to win, exclamation point pay to win, not hashtag, exclamation point. And if you want to check if you're in the raffle or not, you type in hashtag status. All right. Let us commence with the questions, please.
Oh, you mean the questions about Star Citizen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the other ones. I was just going to be like, fuck it, I'm gone. Okay, let's see. From Hellcat 13736735309. Whatever. Any of you going to the PU Town Hall / PAX South?
I wish.
No.
Just
that guy.
Just him.
Just him.
Yeah, not
Just
me.
him.
I will be going, and I will be working with Sig at the event. So, yay!
From Alpha 5. I don't know exactly how would you pronounce an X just by itself.
Alpha times 5.
Like a Z-ish? Z?
No, because if you're going to pronounce it like a Z, use a Z.
Maybe you can. Maybe that's somebody already took that name.
Just by itself.
So, with that, you should say Xi'an should be spelled Z-I-A-N.
Well, that's not an English word.
Oh, okay.
This is cop out for it.
Here we go. Yeah, anyways.
And there's actually, well, it kind of is, because there...
Xylophone?
But it's an Earth word because there is I believe, a province in China called, but spelled exactly like that. Anyway, so from Alpha X5, what is your initial impression of H1Z1 as you have been supporting it for a while? Have you been supporting it, Geek Domo?
Yes, I'm holding it with my hands very gently.
Mm-hmm.
And cupping.
Like an athletic supporter.
Yeah, cupping the scrotum of H1Z1.
Is it a two-hand thing, or is it just kind of one?
They're kind of large, yeah.
Spin it on your finger.
And that's from behind, so your face is like deep into their ass,
Yes,
right?
I'm up their ass so far. I can tell what they had for breakfast.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Meanwhile, doing it a private server. What's up with that?
Well, let's not go there. All right.
So there
I'm
is
actually kind of. I would talk about this today. I'm actually kind of happy they didn't give me a private server because it's more fun being able to murder strangers.
I murder everybody on that server, by the way.
What's that?
Anyone I ran into.
Just kill them?
Well, except for one person. One person snuck up on me, so I said, "Good on you. I'm not going to kill you."
And you let it go.
I had one person today. I mean, I killed close to a fucked up, but I had one person today that walked up to me with his AR-15 and said, "Look, I don't know how to survive. I will give you my gun and my ammo if you teach me how to survive." So I was like, okay. He gives me the gun. I walk over to a berry bush and go, "Pick this. Now you see all those millions of berry bushes in this valley. Pick all of them. Congratulations, you've survived H1Z1.
That's pretty much how my game went.
Nice. All right, my opinion of how it's going is it's the very first day of early access. When just name any other game, Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn, pretty much any game I can possibly think of. What's that?
That doesn't count.
No, any game. Any game that comes out is like an MMO type of game. They all have problems. They all have problems.
So many problems.
All of them have problems, right? So
why?
Why? There's a fine. I think there's a fine line. I'm not trying to kiss the developer's ass here, but I think there's a fine line that developers have to figure out. If you go and buy 50,000 servers, and the game is super popular, and all 50,000 get almost halfway full, so at least everyone can log in 6 months when the game naturally fades away, now you're stuck with 50,000 servers that probably cost a shitload of money, and maybe you made the money in the beginning, and then you're just stuck with all this extra hardware, or maybe you didn't, and now you're up the ass with hardware, which I'm sure is not cheap. So there's always that fine line. So I think that, they were underprepared, and probably still are, because people are having a hard time still getting in. But as far as the pay-to-win argument goes with that, because I think that's where most of these questions are kind of pointing at, that is what's going on right now. There is a huge attack going on Steam, negating H1Z1. And I think ultimately, what are the people's motives? Is there an agenda there? I don't know. But from the way it stands right now, this very moment, it is pay to win. Okay? But not by design. I am of the mindset that I believe that it's been more of just laziness or missed something on the thing, because what's happening right now, if people don't know, if you can purchase an airdrop for $5, which turns into 5,000 station cash, or whatever, 500 station cash, whatever it is. You can purchase an airdrop. The airdrops were supposed to be like maybe a single magazine of 45 ammo, some food, some water, a backpack, and maybe a hat. Okay, some kind of.
That's incorrect.
Guns.
That's incorrect. I'm gonna
No,
jump.
Hold on, let me finish. That's what the devs told me back when we were talking with them on the show. So hold on, I know you're gonna say it's not true, but that's what they told me. Now, what's happening is, I believe they left when like Ko and Elohim and those guys went and played it. They were doing press stuff. They had these airdrops coming in. I think they wanted to show off that this is what airdrops can do and how they function, and they left that bit of code in there. I don't still believe they want you to have an AK-47, a tank, an aircraft, rocket launcher, all that stuff in these airdrops, because it's just way overpowered. All right,
Okay.
Go ahead, hop in.
So this is the thing, is this isn't something I've been following super closely. I've been following it now and then. I go on the subreddit and sort of read stuff and whatever. And I watch videos every now and then when I get bored and sick of looking at stars and stuff. So basically, there were a few videos and a few posts that were made by Smedley, specifically, that said airdrops and things that you can buy will not affect. They won't be food. It won't be ammo. It won't be weapons. It won't be any of that stuff. It's just going to be things like clothing and things that are. What's the word I'm looking for? Like vanity items.
Cosmetic, yeah.
Cosmetic.
Like skins for Star Citizenships.
And to that point, there is one video where they're talking about it. He's almost laughing about it, even somebody considering the idea that was going to happen.
3 days prior.
Yeah, 3 days prior to the game coming out, saying, "Oh, of course not. No, there's not going to be any. You see this now. This is just sort of to show you, but we're not going to have any ammo. You're not going to be able to survive off of this. You're not going to be able to get any guns. The only way you're going to get ammo is by finding them in police stations and maybe in something else." And that's how I know that that's where you can find those. Yeah, like military base or whatever.
Super secret place to find ammo is in the food mart.
And they said the only way to get weapons are going to be to find them in those places, or you'll be able to craft them. I don't even know if there's crafting in the game or like I said, I very smallly follow the game.
Okay.
So for me, it was like, okay, so they said all of that stuff, and the reason I know that they said all of that stuff is I bought the game. I set my alarm. I bought the game. I figured, you know what? I can go over there. I can maybe convert some people into Star Citizen if they like MMOs, and whatever, and that's sort of what my goal is to build this community up. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, all right. So I go in there, and I already expect problems. I go into it knowing, remembering Diablo, remembering every other game ever, especially with this amount of hype, and people have been chomping at the bit since, last March it was supposed to be released?
Yeah.
And they keep pushing it back and pushing it back. I've heard about this game for a long time. I was excited about it way back then. Now, not at all. But the hype was unreal with this game. So, but I knew in the back of my mind, being a reasonable person, all these people are going to log on at the same time. The website's going to be down. It's not going to work for over a day. The fact that it's working for some people now, to me, is amazing, and good on them for that. That wasn't my issue. My issue was devs saying one thing a couple days prior to release, and it being completely different in the game, and them not saying, their response isn't, "Oh my god, that was just supposed to be the test." The thing that they said is, "Oh no, this is now how it's going to be."
I don't know where you saw that.
There's a whole bunch of posts on the H1Z1 Reddit where they reference their tweets and all that stuff. I don't really want to go on there because it just makes me upset that I bought the game.
Okay.
But
so therein lies, I think, the part of the issue here is that there is so much anger towards the game, whether it's justified or not. I don't know, but I think there is a section of the audience of the people that are playing it that want it to fail because they might support another game. Now, people that are sort of on the fence are sort of getting caught up in the whole.
No. Before you go, it's not about me wanting to support.
No, I know, but I know you don't.
I have 900 games. I love zombie games. I still like DayZ. I'm waiting for DayZ to be finished and do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Go
right? Okay, so what I don't like is developers saying one thing and then doing the exact fucking opposite just to get money.
Yeah,
right?
No,
I'm going to tell you right now, if Star Citizen goes and starts selling ships after the game is out, I'm going to fucking lose my mind.
Me too, because all along I've been saying they won't, and yeah, I'm totally with you. I just think, I honestly think, seriously, I have the devs on my show, like every time we have the show.
What if they do sub? What if they have a sub option?
What do you mean, sub for what?
If it's an optional, the subscription thing, I would do the subscription. Because I know that they have to pay for servers and things like that.
Right? You just said.
But no.
But you just said.
But they have said that they have to go to that. They haven't said it's 100% no, laughing at the idea. This is fucking ridiculous.
Listen. If you're going off of what Smedley said, it's terrible. Smedley is a batshit crazy dude, and I think he's cool and everything, but he says some really weird shit, and he what? Go ahead.
Maybe he shouldn't be saying shit.
I'll be honest. Like, I completely understand, what the fucking source is anger, and I completely understand it. I mean, it's one of those things where when you're supposed to rely on these people for what their statements are supposed to be true, their actual actions with what they release should be if they are truly wrong, they should be backed up by the fact that they're saying the way that it's supposed to be. If they're, a day later denying it and going, oh, well, it wasn't really supposed to be like that, but hey, cat's out of the bag, let's leave it like this, that's absolute bullshit.
His response 5 hours after the game had come out was, if you think it's pay to win, don't buy it.
I'll tell you what, okay, terrible, I mean, honestly, the guy opens his mouth and inserts his foot like every time he talks, but I know what he's doing that for. It's to shut the people up. Because at some point you're just like, look, you have an agenda. No matter what you say, no matter what I say to you, I'll try to explain. Look, it was a mistake. We're gonna fix it. They are fixing it right now. By the way, we made a mistake. We're gonna fix it. Blah blah. No matter what he says, people are just going to hate it. No matter what, there is no way that he can say anything. So he just basically is throwing up his hands. This is what my opinion is. He's just throwing up his hands and saying, fuck it. If you think it's pay to win, just go away. I don't need your business. And at a certain point, you're going to say that because it's just too much. It's just too much. Just crap coming at you at a constant pace. I mean, you imagine his Twitter. I mean, the guy's been. He had his plane diverted because there was a bomb threat of being on his plane. He's had his life threatened. He's had all this shit. And at this point, you're just like, all right, fuck it. Okay, we made a mistake. If you don't want to play it because you think it's pay to win, then just go away.
Did he actually come out and say that it was a mistake that it's currently in and that they're going to remove it?
He didn't. Other devs have. No. Other devs have, but
this
not
is
as
the thing,
vocal
though.
as him.
When this is the thing is it's not like this is 6 months ago or a year ago that they said this. They said this like 3 days ago that this wasn't going to be the case. And then after the game is already out and a shit ton of people have already bought it and it's on the top sellers on Steam, that's when people can finally log into the servers, which is, I do not hold to them at all. That's going to happen. Star Citizen is just going to be fucking shit with that as well.
Right, and by the way, everybody, this is why we talk about this versus Star Citizen, because there is a threat that at some point down in the future that SIG could go right down this same path, and
it's very, very similar.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something though. When they were talking about pay to win as far as Star Citizen concerned, like a lot of people was concerned about when PU launches that there's going to be ships for sale on their site. What I could see them doing, and it could be issue either way, which I could see them just selling starter packs to get you into Star Citizen, whether it's Aurora, a Mustang, but also people can turn this into a pay-to-win situation by buying those ships, and then if you already have the game, buying a bunch of those ships, and then turn around and sell it for UEC in the game itself. Thus,
they can just lock that down if it ever becomes an issue. That's
my argument is we already know about that. We weren't lied to about that.
No, and there's another point. If, like I said, the current trend is people who would be willing to pay $250 for a Constellation would end up with only $100 worth of shit. I mean, if they were to resell it, that would be losing money. No other way to look at it. But anyway, that's just whatever.
But that's if you're saying you're buying that, you're saving time essentially.
Yes,
right?
yes, you are. You are.
My big issue is just like I said, the optional subscription thing is something we know about. The fact that they're going to sell UEC, we know about that already. We know that's going to be a thing.
It's going to be
limited. The fact
limited.
that they're selling ships right now, we know about that, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that all of these things we already know about, but we're okay because we're obviously still putting money into the game, right? They've been very transparent about everything up to so far.
I've activated 3 ships since we started the StarCast.
The H1Z1, they've said there's going to be these airdrops, but they have explicitly said up until a couple days ago when the game's released, right, where they obviously knew this is their business model and this is going to be a big deal. They said the complete opposite and then did that. And it would be the same for Star Citizen. I would be way more pissed off because I have a lot invested into Star Citizen, not only not monetarily, but in my time, right? And I've talked so many people into getting it, and because of the transparency and everything like that.
You just want it to be an infestation horror story.
The thing that would piss us off to no end was if, beyond the 5 starter ships, or maybe a few more, if they would, for instance, 6 months into the game, start going, all right, Idrises are now for sale for $1,000. That would drive us up the wall and make us go, you know what, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But it wouldn't be an Idris, it'd be the new...
Whatever, the new Bengal carrier number 12.
5.
Yeah, exactly. Any of the new ships or anything like that, if you can buy them with real money, and people can say, oh, well, you could buy them through buying UEC and then buying them. Yes, we already know that. That's the thing. We already know that you can buy UEC. My thing isn't saying that you can buy stuff. It's the transparency of early access games in general. Early access games, their transparency. Look at the War Z. Look at how shit that was. Because of what they did.
What are you swearing on my show for?
I do what I want. This isn't a Tony Danza game. You're not the boss of me. So I don't know. And that's the same reason I still have, some people don't have faith in DayZ. I do. Because they haven't done anything that, there's the technical limitations that they've had, right? And they try and work through. But there's nothing like, oh yeah, we're going to do helicopter crashes if you pay $5 extra. It's not just a blatant sort of money grab that they said they won't be selling stuff in game, and they don't. And so, I'm happy with that. I'm happy to support them, and as long as they keep putting out content and trying to improve the game, I'm happy with that. It's the same with 7 Days to Die. That's the first game I ever backed on Kickstarter, and I'm glad I backed it. I never play the game. I don't. Yeah, it is a good game. It's fun when I have time to play it, but it's just, yeah. But I'm still happy I backed it for the people that do enjoy playing it, because they are awesome with putting out content and updating and doing what they say they want to do.
All right, so H1Z1 is now giving refunds, so there we go. Problem solved.
No, no, I don't know if that's.
You're gonna get it started again. Yeah, I know where you're coming from, and
it just doesn't make the company look good.
Yes, but then again, it's Sony.
That's what it boils, right? And so
it's Sony. It's not like they can get any more positive than they currently are anyway.
Well, it is. They could have, but is that what things are turning to? Is it synonymous with these big companies like Ubisoft and Sony and whoever else are just now screwing over people to the point where they basically are forced to give refunds back and say we have to make a statement that saying we're giving refunds? Like,
Ubisoft has been slowly turning to shit over the last 5 years anyway. Last year was was almost a coffin nail to what they've done with players. Is that with Unity, with Watch Dogs, all that shit was so terrible. The Ubisoft honestly just doesn't care anymore. But that is just the trend that every other major publisher has been following since EA started it. And slowly they'll get
EA is actually better at customer support than Steam is the best thing, though.
Okay, so one of the big things I think with some of these some of these developers, especially the big ones, like the little ones, they get ripped apart, right? Like look at Infestation Survivor Stories. Everybody knows that's a joke, and
they lied. I mean, okay, everyone keeps saying Sony lied and stuff. Sony didn't say that they would for me to buy the ultimate package, that I was going to have my own private server, have for 12 months or 6 months, that I was going to have just all these other things that they promised, and
they lied.
They totally lied about it. They took my $75 and gave me a forum badge. What?
Stomping Land was even worse.
Stomping Land's worse, exactly.
And they took their money and they were like, bam, peace, and then that's it, right?
I don't know how you guys got scammed into these games. I thought it was pretty obvious.
But yeah, but this is the thing. Like, ever since DayZ came out, right, and it started to set a staple for a lot of these games. But War Z was the most blatant possible ripoff you could ever imagine, and people bought into that like fucking crazy. That should tell you that this will happen continuously.
This is sort of a segue into what I'm going into. Those smaller indie dev studios, anything they put out now, they're done.
Yeah,
that's it. They're done. They're nothing doing that anymore. These bigger companies, Ubisoft, Sony, they do it. The problem is they're so big right now, because they are like a household name. They have put out good content in the past, and
they still make money off it.
Especially in the case of Sony, where they're not just video games, they're literally media everywhere. They have the money to sort of put into this kind of stuff. And that's what I find disheartening about just the game industry in general. Right now, and I mean, I know this is a little off,
which is why
Star Citizen, but that's something that is really disheartening to me, because it should be, at the end of the day, these are games, right? These are meant to make people have fun and have a good time.
And why do the developers get death threats all the time?
Right? Why do they lie to their consumers about shit?
Yeah.
Right? You could take from both examples, right? Like, the reason, like, have CIG got death threats? Have
they could just get beer and cake.
Rockstar is an awesome developer. Have they got death threats?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, probably, but more over the hot coffee stuff than anything else.
But I mean, there's like, I forget which company it was, but there's this female developer who's like worked in the animation department and changed the way one gun came up to the screen.
I think it was Call of Duty
or something. Yeah, and they were threatening to kill her kids. They were like, "We're going to find your kids, and we're going to." I mean,
because of a gun stat.
Yeah. No, there are people with obviously mental health issues.
Dude, it's more common than you think.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you also, like, this is what I'm saying is the people that are making the games and are selling these to consumers have a responsibility to their consumers, right? Like, I understand, like, getting death threats and stuff as a developer or whatever is ridiculous. It's stupid. It shouldn't happen. But I'm not trying to focus off of what the developer's responsibilities are. And I think that a game developer's responsibility, if they're going to start releasing content, if they're going to start talking about their game and things like that, they should be honest about what their game is, right? Look at another good example is Dead Island, right? And Dead Island was. I didn't bring up Dead Island because
that damn
trailer. The trailer, right? So the trailer everybody saw it was beautiful and whatever. Obviously, we knew the graphics weren't going to be like that, but that's what we thought the game was going to be like, and it wasn't like that at all. Now, being said,
broke my heart.
Dead Island is an okay game. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. And
I loved it, but hey,
whatever. I liked it. I bought it. I have it.
I streamed it for a while, and everyone was really excited. And I got up to like 200 viewers, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm really the shit." Yeah. And then that only lasted for like a day, and I was like, "Well, we'll do it."
But it's just like it goes back to the whole thing that this whole conversation came up is they knew about it 3 days before releasing it to the public, and they said the exact opposite. And they basically looked at in the camera and laughed at their consumers, saying, "Ha, you're gonna buy this shit, whether we tell you what this is or not." And that
I don't know if it was that nefarious. I want to move on. I want to move on. I do want to move on. But
yeah, the horse is dead.
I do want to move on. But just the last thing I want to say here is I don't think it was nefarious. I don't really. I mean, I've talked to these devs all the time, and I don't believe that any of them had any kind of "we're going to fuck the community over." I never got that from them ever. Smedley does say shit he doesn't mean, and he does it all the time, and that is probably more in what's the problem than anything else. Is that?
But you understand how that looks to you have that relationship with those devs, but you know how it looks to 90% of the people out there.
Oh yeah,
right. And so it's like,
yeah. All right, well let's go on. Trendane's gone now. We've lost Trendane.
This is why Star Citizen needs to succeed as a crowdfunding, because if this game does not succeed as a crowdfunding, that's going to hurt.
But does this not cause problems with the crowdfunding as well? Because now people all feel like they're investors in the game, and when the game comes out, it's not going to be what everyone's expected. I guarantee.
No, there's going to be a lot of people who are upset. It's not going to be up to any of our expectations, I don't think, because the hype for us, especially, is probably greater than we think it's going to be the best thing ever. It might not be.
Right, it could be like boring as shit, slow, laggy, whatever, and we're just like we've drank the Kool-Aid at this point.
Especially at launch, like they might not even have all the features they want or whatever. There's gonna be problems, right? So.
All right, moving on. Trendane, come back. Those rocks are not as interesting. Come here. What is that kind of rock?
Come on.
Igneous rock.
It's igneous, is it? It's a lovely rock.
That's fun.
All right. Good topic. We'll put a pin in it for now. We'll come back to that.
I'm good. I think we're done for another.
There's a dead horse on the ground. We can stick a pin in it. Yes, that's a good pin.
That steak.
The last time we talked about this topic was almost exactly a year ago. So we'll have this discussion again
next year.
Next
year at this time.
We're going to compare...
and we'll warn everyone beforehand.
That is the most badass dagger ever. No, Clifford, his has got a wolf on it.
This one's called a stinger.
Okay, does it have a wolf? Does it have a wolf, Clifford?
No, it does not
it's
have
a fail.
wolf.
It's a total fail.
Paw print?
Paw print and a wolf and leather pieces in the middle. But it's a pretty nice knife there you got there, Clifford.
And then I have a blade that you actually can put poison in, and when you stab it, it leaks out.
Excellent.
Okay, all right. Well,
you are on a list
dagger now. It's rusty.
We have gone from pay to win to knife cast. This is knife cast.
Okay.
Knife cast would be interesting. I think.
Roll that beautiful beam footage, Trendane.
I didn't even get to my swords yet, so.
Oh God.
I got swords too. A bunch of katanas.
Continue on. Good stuff.
Okay, I've forgotten where we were because I was talking to my friends from Fuzzball Enterprises.
Yes.
It was the third question.
Right, we're on question number 3.
Of 5,000. And we only got 10 more minutes left before you do the drawing.
This question is from Boil Down. Can you consider yourself a PC Master Race gamer, using the Third Reichish reference, if you take your computer to a shop when it breaks down instead of fixing it yourself? I vote no. If this is you, you are a lesser breed of PC gamer.
Oh, God, yes. If you don't repair your own computer, you are scum. Absolutely scum.
Dirty casuals.
Dirty casual.
Why pay someone $200 to do what you can do in like 5 minutes?
There we go.
Not everyone knows how, but...
Oh, fuck them. Learn!
To be completely honest,
there's this tool.
There are some people that are like, whatever, it's just a money thing.
I've even seen other streamers who don't know like what they're doing, like building a computer and stuff.
Oh God, there's like 3 of them in the coalition who like I love them.
Don't even know what their
no
parts
idea.
Are. They're like, how do I find out? It's like,
there's this tool I heard about. I think it has something to do with the internet.
Google.
I think it has information pertaining to the extraction of almost every single part of a computer.
Or just do DX diag, but I mean, why would you do that?
Learn to Google. I'm just fucking around, guys. You know, I understand some people don't have the knowledge. It's all right.
But it does sort of amaze me that streamers in particular, who don't even know what their computer specs are, especially when they're playing more, I don't know.
And an ad just came up on this thing for buy your own computer. This company. All right.
They can hear you, Domo. They can hear you.
They can. It's amazing. All right, go ahead.
It won't really click.
Agnes 8. Did we actually answer that last one? Yes, no?
Ish.
Pretty much.
Get your A+ cert. That's all. Go ahead.
So from Dagnus 8, in Elite, they have 3 speeds, normal, super cruise, and hyperspace, to traverse the galaxy. How will we be traversing the galaxy in Star Citizen?
Stop. A Star Citizen question? An actual, authentic Star Citizen
You're
question?
wasting time. There might be more Star Citizen questions.
But this is a momentous occasion. Do we have the trumpets ready? I don't know.
No, it's not. Let's just
To be
answer.
fair, it did mention a different game, Elite. So
It started like that.
It started with that. So it's like half a Star Citizen question.
I figure
Clifford can answer it. Go ahead, Clifford.
I figure it'd be just like Arena Commander is now. You got that 1 speed to go, and then you'll probably have where you can lock on to do a hyper, not a jump, so to speak, but to go a little bit faster.
0.2 C.
Yeah, something like that. But then you enter the jump, and then you're
I think
down.
it's called cruise, 0.2 cruise, but I'm not.
Yeah,
but
the C is for constant, the speed of light.
I mean, because the Hornets and everything else still automatically has an engine boost on it when you hit it.
0.2 C is the cruise speed. Sorry, that asshole was trying to correct me.
Okay.
I do that.
All right.
Sometimes.
I have the best chair, zombie. I have the best chair.
Screw that, lazy boy.
Trendane's got a stool.
What have you been doing today?
I went potty before the show.
Go ahead.
From Exodus 89, I think. Yes. Okay. When do you guys think we will see a new Corvette class, since the Idris is a frigate now?
When they make
maybe
or Squadron 42.
Well, probably. I don't know if they're going to keep that one on the wraps. I would say they're going to show the concept probably about maybe another month or so.
Yeah. They said they've been working on. They said they've been working towards that, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've been working on.
Well, they're always making new ships. So.
Yeah.
They've also stated that there's a lot of ships we haven't seen yet that they're working on for Squadron 42, so it could be just for one of those.
All right. Next.
I was looking at another Twitch chat. Sorry. Not Twitch chat, Skype chat. From Zerker01. What other methods for continual fundraising after the end of the pledge drive do you think they should implement other than the current potential deflating 1 USD to 1 UEC?
We kind of
that they should or that they're going to do?
They should, yeah.
Because those are different things. They're going to have the optional sub, right? But that's more for the
community content.
Yeah.
From what they've said, but
yeah, there is multiple ways to combat it, but none of them are, they're not all inclusive. So it's going to have to depend on where they want to take it, how they want to use that market, and what they want to do with it. Because there's a few options that have been applied to several other games over the past years.
I'm expecting single-player expansion packs to Squadron 42. Is what I'd expect. If they're not going to do the sub route, which they've stated during Kickstarter they're never going to do, but
they've also said since then that it may be something they might have to consider.
Might be forced to do, yeah.
But during
Depending on
Kickstarter, they only expected it to be a smaller game than it's grown to. So
well, they only expected to make Squadron 42, right?
Yeah.
Initially, it was like a single player. The whole MMO free open world is.
It's got a little big.
It's extra.
We got to do speed round. Sorry, we beat that horse so much. We used up a lot of our time.
I know. From Dimitar, what have you guys thought about writing and doing radio type show based on your in-game characters?
That's a neat idea.
Yeah,
I like that.
There would definitely be something coming out like later when the game's out.
I'm gonna have like 75 voices in voice attack at that point.
Yeah, I got to come up with my different. Well,
Can you just buy them all?
Miku Vocaloid
They're
program.
$90 a
Don't
piece.
even ask me.
No.
You can't buy them all at once, though?
I want to buy all of Trendane at once.
Yeah, just hire them for your ship.
We'll just rent them for a year.
Yeah, Trendane, sit in
a basement
while I'm streaming
with a
Trendane, you can sit
microphone.
there and be my voice. I'll talk to you and you reply back to me.
Yeah.
He's very cheap,
From-
everybody.
From Geek Boy Sean, who is wearing pants?
Me. It's freezing in here.
What? Why would you wear pants?
It's like
Yeah, what
really,
is it?
really,
Let's
really
see.
cold
It's
in here.
minus 12 outside, which is
Because
not
I was
enough,
out in the
actually.
field today.
Out in the fields? What?
We were out in the field looking at a bore we were
Oh.
going to pull, a 20-inch pipe.
They're like,
He wants to lay some pipe, y'all.
Hang on.
Yeah.
When you say boar,
Mm-hmm.
do you mean like a wild pig? 'Cause if you've got a boar
No.
with a 20-inch pipe that you're going to be pulling on, I want video of that.
No,
From,
not at all.
Especially if you're laying it.
From Fire 'em. Did you guys notice this is a community site and is not affiliated with Cloud Imperium Games Corporation on that issue page you posted? It isn't CIG at all.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to go with
I
no.
didn't notice
No,
until
I
he
didn't
wrote that in the
notice
chat. I was like, oops. Oh well.
It's super
I'm
and
assuming they
Superman
just
Punch.
send it to CIG then.
Superman Punch. Those are not pants. Those are shorts. Not the same thing. And if you want to go with the British thing about pants being underwear instead of trousers, I'm also not wearing underwear. So they're meh.
He is a commando commander.
That's right. I just wish this was a kilt. Big leather kilt. Okay, so
You have one?
from Pretermeyer,
No comment.
are you going to be part of the of Operation Pitchfork, and what will you be doing there? What ships will you be piloting?
Wasn't planning on it. I say let the Vandal live.
I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. Operation. I mean, it's part of the beta, so maybe it'll be a good time to try out that pirating stuff.
It's also one of those things that is slated
Well,
to be
people are-
the end of beta, so
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
we
can't
have
talk about it.
so much time to do shit. What are you talking about? I can't talk about. I can talk about anything. It's you who can't talk about shit.
Oh, shots fired.
Now,
No, he's just
this
gonna bring
is a
his
question
interest,
that
all his
I'm
friends.
kind of interested in because I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. From Adidas342, what is your opinion on the reviews of CIG on Glassdoor?
I have no idea what that is.
The
Glassdoor is the review site for previous employers, and so if you go there, you'll see people. They don't have to necessarily say who they are. Some of them are pretty obvious who they are, but some of them it could
It's
be
a place
anybody.
to
There's-
rant and be.
yeah.
Ooh.
Or say positive things, like if you had an exponentially positive experience there, it's basically a review site for employers. And basically we all know the people that have said things on Facebook and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It also looks that they've made their way to that website as well. That was a while ago. And
Yeah, they made a new company now, I think. Right?
Wow.
New space game.
no.
Okay, next.
Yeah,
got 2 minutes before we
from
do the drawing.
Warble 13.
Mhm.
With the players being able to employ as many NPC characters as they can afford, unless you have extra starter packs, then they're free. Do you think it will be possible to solo fly a Bengal? And if so, will that be pay to win? And if not, why not?
We're going to pay.
You can't.
Let's
buy
skip the
it.
pay to win portion of that, but so I don't know if you can
Just
solo.
focus on can you do that and fly a Bengal by yourself?
That remains to be seen whether or
Well,
not you
I
can
mean-
even do that with a constellation yet. So I'm going to say you can't.
Yeah, it's too big. Seriously.
I don't know
Yeah,
why
you
anyone
need
would
at
try
least
to.
NPCs. I mean, I don't know how many pilots it would take to fly one of those. Does it just take one person to pilot it? If it does, then technically you could fly it, maybe,
But then you just get killed by an aurora
You're
if
just-
it attacked you.
you also wouldn't be able to watch everywhere that you're trying to go. So I don't know.
Like-
I don't know. I don't think so.
Becomes a $50 trillion, or excuse me, a 50 trillion UEC game of whack-a-mole as running from.
Yeah. Yeah. Smashing into the stations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
From
Last one.
what? Okay, last one. I'm going to jump to Hellcat 1337's question. Any chance we can get Rob Irving on the show sometime?
Oh, that would be
Irving.
cool. I'll put out some feelers.
I have no connections to him, but I would love to.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go, everybody. We're doing our giveaway now. So if you want to enter it, and this is your last chance, we're going to do the drawing in just a second. Type in !PDPW or P2W, P2W, yeah. Exclamation point, PDF, Elemental P. And you have to be a follower. It's not a subscribe-only raffle. This is for an Aurora starter ship. So if you do not have Star Citizen and would like to get in the game, it's a perfect opportunity for you to do that.
WTF, we can ask him during the event.
What's that?
Squirrel made a good point, Rob Irving, when we're there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll ask
You guys
him.
are smart.
I'll approach him and ask him.
Ask everybody.
Yeah, ask everybody who's there. Come on, StarCast.
Business cards.
Yeah.
Just be like, can I pull you aside for a second? And then just like make them
Oh no.
tell each
I don't know if you guys know this, but
What if
when
you
you go
can
to
make them
PAX,
in
you
bulk?
have to take business cards. Like,
You need a StarCast business card.
well, I don't know about that, but you need a business card. So when you go to these events, you have to have a business card because it's like people, you walk up to them and talk to them, and if they know you're press or involved with some kind of like media thing, they immediately hand you a card, and you have to reciprocate. It's like a rite of passage.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would want a natural gas company's card, but okay.
Well, there you go. No, you're supposed to get your own and say, I am Clifford, a.k.a. Miku, with a little Miku on it, and I do Star Citizen shit.
You need one of those ones that you flip and it'll like do a little dancing thing, maybe.
Oh, a little dancing Miku. All right, here we go.
Pull a scene from
If you
the,
hand them the natural gas,
American
they'll
Psycho.
While you do it.
Yeah, it smells like
The
methane.
American Psycho scene where you throw
Or sulfur.
you'd show off your cards.
All right, here we go. Good luck. The winner is Kibu618. Kibu618, are you here?
Yes, no, yes, no.
I just saw him say status.
Say
a second ago.
something.
Yeah, he said status. He said pound status.
All right, Kibu618, you are the winner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kibu. Send me a message here on Steam or Twitch. Message on Twitch. I need to have your Robert Space Industries email address, your login and password, your mother's maiden name, and any kind of DNA sample that you can give me. No, seriously, just need to have your RSI email. All right, Otis, go. Okay. For existence, go.
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and on YouTube.
What are you playing right now?
And-
You're going to be playing H1Z1 streaming it? Yes?
I'm going to be playing H1Z1, but I've had major issues with trying to play it so far, so that's why I haven't been streaming it, but I anticipated for that. So as it starts to get better and I'll be able to log in, I will probably stream a little bit of it this weekend, yes.
Awesome. NK Sharp, go.
I'm just waiting for 1.01 and then I will start.
Streaming. Awesome.
And selling Mustangs.
Yes, everyone, he is the... You can go ahead, pitch your thing. That's what this is for. This little part of the show is all about you. Go.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, jeez.
Just head to Sources channel and you'll find them.
Okay. WTF.
Discount for subs. So.
Yeah, streaming Star Citizen, 24 hours.
Nice,
Word.
nice.
Also started a new YouTube channel. You have to type exclamation point YouTube in my channel because I can't get a custom URL because the way that YouTube works right now.
Yeah.
Until I have 500 subs, but I have like 10,000 views. That's good.
That is good, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so been working on that. Gonna be doing more stuff for the YouTube. 24-hour Star Citizen channel. I'm always around, even if I'm not live. Just say something in chat, and I'll usually respond to you. And yeah, that's it.
All right, Clifford, go.
I am Clifford, aka Miku on Twitch. YouTube is Clifford_Miku, same as Twitter. And I play everything.
Play everything.
Everything.
Trendane.
I am trending everywhere. I've just finished an audiobook. And,
Did you fix the dragon's name?
Yeah. Which Countess is listening to the first one. Now the second one will go up soon. I do the Galactic Guide narrations on the RSI forum site. If you're looking for it, it was recently featured in the fan thing, fan spotlight thing. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to mention this or not, but
do it.
Simon Pena, who did the Imagine trailer, he and I are probably working on something too.
Ooh, can you give more details?
No. Domo, go.
All right. Yes, at some point, if these servers come back up for H1Z1, I'll be playing that. Come on over and hear completely unbiased and unfiltered commentary on the game. And if it doesn't come back up soon, I'll probably be doing some Euro Truck Sim. I don't know if I'm playing again tonight. My sleep schedule is completely out of whack. I just slept like 4 hours and woke up and did StarCast, so I'm not really tired, but if I don't go to bed tonight, then tomorrow I'll be shit. Oh, yeah, did you get rid of Audacity?
No.
Is it? Okay, we'll talk. We'll do lunch.
I did download the latest update for it. I just haven't installed it yet.
Okay. So yeah, that's about it for me and everybody else. Thanks a lot for coming tonight. Sorry we went off on a tangent. We never do that. So, ever.
It wouldn't be
That was not a
Vapidcast
tangent.
without it.
That was not a tangent. That was like a polyp that just grew out of the side of the podcast there.
Same thing happened last year when we discussed the topic, so we'll try to stay away from it.
We'll stay away
for
from it until next year,
another
unless
full-
something else happens.
Once a year.
Once
I
a
think that's
year.
fair.
Once a year we make time for it.
Hold on a
Unless
second.
something truly crazy happens.
Yeah.
Then we reserve the right. But
All right. Here's what we do. We don't usually do this, but today we're going to do it just because I'm feeling weird and slightly moist. We are going to hit up somebody who's playing Star Citizen right now, who has 3 people watching,
Yeah.
is
Oh my
not
God.
expecting this even the slightest bit. His name is Army12BC and has been hanging out in my channel lately. So we're going to go hit him up. Oh, he's up to 9 people now, excuse me. We're going to go hit him. So there we go. That's his channel. Click on it and say, StarCast Raid! It's StarCast Raid! And we'll see you guys later. Remember, it's nice to be important, but more important to be nice. See ya!